Alright, here we are on the Rich Van Tassel Show, broadcasting as well for the Rich Van Tassel YouTube channel. We're going to do as we always do, going to give you a breakdown of Thursday night's game. Last night, the Cincinnati Bengals crushing the Cleveland Browns, and then we will go into the preview of this weekend's coming games as we are already at week 9 of the NFL season. It just keeps flying by, and it's soon enough it'll be the playoffs. So that's what happens when the calendar turns to November. But let's get started here. Last night, we'll start with the visiting Browns. Their stat lines, none of them really good, as you would expect when a team gets beat the way they did. Johnny Manziel got the start. He was 15 of 33, 168 yards, 1 touchdown. Did not have any interceptions, so that was good in that regard, but he had 18 incompletions on 33 pass attempts, so that is not good enough. Their top rusher was Isaiah Crowell, 10 rushes for 38 yards. Johnny Manziel had 31 yards rushing on 4 carries. Overall, though, 17 for 69, which is 4.1 yards per carry. And that includes Johnny Manziel's 8 yards per carry. So quarterback scrambles, they really didn't run the ball at all. And they didn't really do much of anything. Well, Duke Johnson Jr. was their top receiver, a running back. He had 38 yards on 2 receptions. Travis Benjamin, the lone bright spot for the Browns this season, was clearly held in check. He only had 3 receptions for 22 yards. Cleveland did not have any fumbles, so they didn't turn the ball over. They didn't recover any fumbles either. Only 2 sacks and no interceptions. Moving on to the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton was 21 of 27, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, so very efficient for him. Giovanni Bernard, impressive as well, 13 carries, 72 yards, that's 5.5 yards per carry. Jeremy Hill also contributed 52 yards on 15 carries. Overall, there were 37 carries for 152 yards, that's 4.1 yards per carry. Now, that did include a 25-yard run by the receiver, Mohamed Sanu. However, you look at Andy Dalton, who only had 5 yards rushing on 6 attempts, so the numbers basically come back to you. So the 4.1 isn't really misleading at all. Receiving, Joe Hayden had a good game. The cornerback for Cleveland, he held A.J. Green relatively in check. He only had 4 receptions for 53 yards. The top receiver was Marvin Jones, 5 receptions for 78 yards. Tyler Eifert, the tight end, 5 receptions for 53 yards. Cincinnati did not fumble the ball. They had 3 sacks, so good in the sack department, and no turnovers on either side of the ball. So Cleveland, clearly a lost season. You're really just looking to see if Johnny Manziel can be a quarterback you can rely on in the future. That's really all Cleveland has left to do this season. As far as Cincinnati, they are now 8-0. Again, I'm really looking bad with this team. I never questioned their talent. I questioned whether or not they would take a step back. I thought they would finally take a step back after being in the playoffs all those years. They are clearly playing very well this season. Andy Dalton, you have to start considering him for MVP. He's being really efficient. He's just doing everything you expect him to do. As a quarterback, he's really taken that evolution to, as Trent Dilfer would say, play graduate level football. We'll see, though. It's, again, what's going to happen in the playoffs with Cincinnati. But they have a stranglehold on that division, and they'll look to move forward. So that's what you have for that game. And again, Cleveland, just what can you say? That's why, Browns fans aren't generally happy people. So there's not much you can do about it. Alright, so there it is. There's last night's game. We're going to take a break right now, and then we will come back and start giving you this weekend's picks for the games coming up. So stay right with us, and we'll be right back.